Well, 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 didn't Dr. Zack cause quite a stir? Looks like we might have touched the holy cow of the globe theory. So, let's have a closer look at this. Let's see whether people jump to the conclusion that moon calc is wrong, they're lying, or whether perhaps time and date are wrong and lying. We already saw when we did the sun tracking that timeanddate.com is wrong. So let's have a closer look at what's going on. Because let's face it, it's not like the Germans aren't known for their precision. And moon calc and sun calc, look-see. 25th of March. We want to see where the moon will be at its highest. 10:05 it says. 10:05. Let's see. I think the guys whose website is dedicated to tracking the sun and the guys whose website is dedicated to tracking the moon are more likely to know where the moon and the sun are at any time compared to people who are dedicated to tracking the time, which is time and date. You see, these guys are tracking real objects in the real world. Okay, so they're doing it under a false model of the globe, but they're still checking real things like real locations and elevation angles and locations of things like the sun and the moon. That's what these guys are tracking. These guys are tracking the time, and then they're fitting references to things according to their time. So we're going to check this, okay? I've picked March because on the 26th of March, as that note tells us here, is daylight saving. And daylight saving in the UK happens on the 26th of March. So, United Kingdom, Sunday, 26th of March. See? That's when their clocks change. But the moon isn't going to leap forward or leap back. So, let's see whether Dr. Zack was right in using sun calc and moon calc. Okay, 26th of March and 25th of March. Let's change this. Let's see where the moon will be at the end of the 25th of March. Look, it would be there. Can you see? So now we're going to move sun calc for the 25th of March. Where will the sun be at the end of the 25th of March? It will be there. Solar noon will be at 12:16. I think these guys have it more right, but ballpark. Okay, end of the day. Oh, sun will set at, well, looks like 18:30, 31. Let's see. Yes, it correlates. Perfect. Now, at the end of this day, let's see where the sun will be. It will be there. Okay? We're using this as a reference. If you went over to Australia, it would give you a reference to this point. Okay? In fact, let's do that right now. Let's go to Sydney. Reference to this point. Let's go back to Stockport. Here, okay? At the end of 0 of the 26th, okay? Now we're going to move to the beginning of the 26th. Now, because this is limited, you can't carry on, okay? What you have to do is change the date and scroll this all the way to the beginning. So that's exactly what we'll do. We'll go to the 26th and we will scroll this all the way back to the beginning. Remember, this is where the sun has to be. That's where the sun is. Perfect. Now let's do the same with the moon. Where will the moon be? At the end of the 25th, it would be here. ORT. C-O-R-T, stopport. Okay, now we'll do the same thing. We'll move to the beginning, the 26th. Oh, wait, before I do, O-R-T, there. Now, the very next minute, it should be a little bit further this way. Can you see how it moves per minute? I'm just going to move it very gradually. So it has to be, the very next minute has to be pretty much here, ORT again. But let's see. Move to 26th. ORT. There you go. That's where the moon will be on the 26th. So it's correct, is it not? Can we see? Are we seeing? ORT, beginning of the 26th. But you see, this is still UTC plus 0. So how can we see what's going to happen at the end of UTC plus 0? Well, we scroll back and forth and we see how the time changes. Look at the time and watch the moon. Okay, so first we'll look at the time and then we'll focus on the moon. I'm going to do the same thing twice. Just going to scroll this slowly. Okay, getting towards 1. Towards 1. Oh, look, did you see what happened with the moon? See how it jumps back? Look, so we're getting towards 1. And it jumped back towards the beginning of that count. Did you see? Look, 0, 12:30 midnight, and 1 o'clock in the morning. Oh no, now it's midnight. And the moon has moved back to aught. Okay, and now it has jumped forward. Can you see? Can you see what's happening? It jumps back, and then it jumps forward. Watch, jumps back, and then jumps forward. Of course, the reason for this jump back and forward is they have to depict the moon where it is. In order to correlate with the time, they've had to jump back a little bit and then jump forward. Otherwise, places from around the world will say, what the hell are you doing with the moon there? It's not there. According to us, over here, in a country that doesn't change its time, it's over here. So, can we see? Again. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, jump back. Again. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, now jump forward. Okay. So it moved from ORT in 2 hours. It moved from ORT to this area here. You see, those 2 hours of repeated motion don't actually exist. They don't happen in the real world. It's an artificial construct. Those seconds don't tick. Motion cannot happen in a period of time that also does not happen. The moon's motion does happen. That's continuous. Now let's see whether that's regular. Let's change to the 25th. Okay. From ORT to this area. Okay. I don't know if I'm illustrating this clearly. Go back to the 26th. Watch the time at the very bottom as I scroll across. It jumps back to 0, and then the moon obviously continues in its normal journey. So let's move it to the very end. This is the end of the 26th. Move this to March 27. And now we'll go back. Oh dear, what is this? Why is it saying that at 0 it's 2? It's because they're trying to correlate to the time, but the moon's location is in its true place. So as we move forward, see what happens? The moon follows its regular path. So what they do is they repeat an hour's worth of motion and then leap ahead because the moon is in its actual place. And that regular path continues all the way up to 21st of August, all the way around to the next year. It doesn't stop. It doesn't take a break whilst time gets shifted around. See, those 2 hours of repeated motion don't actually exist. They don't happen in the real world. The moon's motion does happen. That's continuous. Do we got that? You cannot have growth, change, movement in a period of time that does not exist. So this time and date bullshit has been debunked by sun calc and moon calc. Thank you very much. And we'll have proof of this on the eclipse because lots of flat earthers will be watching and they'll be able to look off to the right of the sun and the eclipse and see the silhouette of the moon, and we will have hundreds of videos of it. This is why the globelings are shitting their pants. And some of you will be saying, well, so that explains it. They do that with the moon and not with the sun. Really? Look at the screen. Look at the screen. Can you see what's happening? I'm showing the same thing. They do the same thing with the sun. In other words, they have the both covered, the moon and the sun, and the change in the hours between daylight saving and standard time. Now, case closed.
Okay guys, that was all. I decided to upload that as a hangout simply because it kept hanging on the rendering on YouTube. It would just hang. It hung twice. I thought, okay, enough of this. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed it. Charles, please pay attention, okay? And I mean this, please pay attention. Turn off your inner dialogue, take in what's being said and what's being displayed, and then, you know, study it with your inner dialogue, okay? Because you're missing a point here. The sun and the moon don't halt their travel whilst time and date shift the time around the world at various different weeks, at various different times of the year. Okay, they continue their motions. It's a continuous thing. So watch this video. That's it. Hope everybody enjoyed it, and enjoy the chat, guys. Right, laters.